Is Jimmy G the Jets' fallback option if they miss out on Aaron Rodgers? It might be, and I don't know how I feel about that. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today I want to talk about Jimmy G and the connection that he's had to the New York Jets recently. Is he the fallback plan for the New York Jets if they're unable to land Aaron Rodgers? Some believe that to be the case. It seems pretty obvious right now that their number one target is Aaron Rodgers, but if you're unable to acquire Aaron Rodgers, who would be the backup plan? Now, my personal preference would be Derek Carr. I think Carr is the better quarterback between the two, but there's been numerous people, including Rich Cimini, who's on the beat, that says that Derek Carr is really not the Jets guy, that it would be Jimmy G who would be the fallback plan. And to be honest with you, I don't really love it. Now, there's aspects of Jimmy's game that I do really like, but there are other aspects that complicate things. Now, even when fully healthy, I would put him a little bit behind Derek Carr. Obviously, when all three are healthy and just not taking into context what it would cost to get them, contracts, all that good stuff, I would say the order would be Rodgers, Carr, and Jimmy G in the three of who, in the pecking order of who's the better player. But the problem is that Jimmy G just misses a ton of time. This past year, he played in 11 games. He started 10, and when he played, he was good. He looked good. He threw for 2,437 yards, 16 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions for 103 quarterback rating. Again, when on the field, he's a very likable guy. The players love playing for him. Obviously, San Francisco really liked him, but right now, a couple weeks ago or a week ago or so, Kyle Shanahan said there's no way that we're bringing Jimmy G back next year, paraphrasing what that was essentially the quote. There's no way that you're going to bring Jimmy G back for next year. And I understand why. You have Brock Purdy, you have Trey Lance. Eventually you got to see what you have there. But with Jimmy, the biggest reason why I think he isn't getting that opportunity is because of the number of injuries that this guy's had. In his 6 years with the 49ers, he's played 6, 3, 16, 6, 15, and 11 games. He's missed a ton of time over his 6 seasons. He's only come close to playing a full season twice, in 2019 and then last year in 2021. So if the Jets were to bring in Jimmy G, they're going to have to bring back a reasonable backup. Now, who would that reasonable backup be? Mike White seems to fit that bill, someone who could come in and spot start. A cheaper option, Jacoby Brissett maybe to come in and back up Jimmy G and have Zach Wilson still on the roster potentially. But I don't think you can go into next year with a guy like Jimmy G who's an injury waiting to happen, and your backup plan, your alternative is Zach. Now, if Zach was sitting behind Rodgers, that's a little bit of a different story. Or sitting behind Derek Carr, that's a little bit of a different story. But for Jimmy G, unfortunately with the amount that he's gotten hurt, you can't really afford to not have a guy who can come in and spot start if need be for you. Before we get into my final reasons for why I don't like the fit for the New York Jets, wanted to remind you that this is the final day for the BUSR $1,000 free bet giveaway. Sign up using my link, busr.com/Matt, and you could potentially win an $1,000 free bet for the Super Bowl. All you have to do is make the minimum deposit after signing up, and you are entered to win. Please make sure to check it out. Link below down in the description. My final parting thoughts are this. Is this a big enough swing for Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh to take? Because let's be honest here, folks, if they miss out on the playoffs, they are not going to get another opportunity in 2024. This would be year 5 for Joe Douglas and year 3 for Robert Saleh. Are they then given a 6th and 4th year to finally get it done and to make the playoffs? I don't think so. I don't. They should be anyway, a steady, solid quarterback away from being a playoff team, and depending on the swing, a potential Super Bowl contender. That's how good the rest of the roster is. Yes, they still need to make some tweaks, but there is a really young, good core here that would be exciting to actually go for it and take that chance. I don't know if Joe Douglas is willing to go down with Robert Saleh and just the two of them in general on the swing of Jimmy G. Being like, yep, okay, our plan is to bring in Jimmy. Now, maybe if LaFleur was still here, that's slightly different because of their relationship in San Francisco. He was his pass game coordinator with the San Francisco 49ers, and he had a ton of success there. But with Nathaniel Hackett, I understand they run a similar system, but they don't have that one-to-one connection. Hackett has that connection with Rodgers, obviously, which is why the link makes so much sense. But if you have to sell me on a Nathaniel Hackett and Jimmy G led New York Jets team to finally be the ones to break the streak of missing the playoffs in a loaded AFC, I don't know if I like their chances. Let me know your take down below in the comments or on social media. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I am Matt O'Leary, and I'll talk to you next time.